Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it is me, the CovFEFE Patriot. I just got back from watching The Sound of Freedom with my wife. Now, let me just tell you about The Sound of Freedom. That movie is enough to knock the socks off of anyone that has a heart. If you went to that movie and you didn't have wet eyes for most of that movie, then you really don't know what you're missing. I went into that movie, I knew what to expect. I knew what I was going to see. I even knew a little bit about the story. I did not last 15 minutes before my eyes got wet. And no, it's not because I'm a softie, which I am. I mean, I did cry at Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire, but besides the point, this movie is the only movie I ever walked out, and before I could get in the car with my wife, I sat down and cried. I sat down and cried. And don't get me wrong, the movie's very happy. It's positive. You know, a lot of great things happen in that movie. But all I could think about was all the bad things that are currently happening. Well, I have the luxury to sit in a movie theater with seats that recline and they're heated. And we got kids that don't even know what life is. They don't even know what it has to offer. That are being sold like property, worse than property. Because they're not property, they're people, they're kids, they're the innocents. Listen, we are all sinners. But these children are the purest thing on this earth. They are the innocents. Now, we just sit back and we watch the movie and we cry. Talk about how good it was. Talk about how sad it is. We thank Tim for all his excellent hard work, and I do. I thank Tim with all my heart. The courage that man has and his team have, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unfathomable. But what's sadder than more impressive is all the fear that we have. We see the difference one man can make when it comes to saving children. We see the effort, the time, the passion, the belief, the faith, the risk that all these people are taking. What are we doing? We're sitting back. We're watching the movie, eating popcorn, drinking soda. Now, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and I don't know what you're supposed to do. But I feel like 2023 is the year that we need to start moving. We need to start being productive. We need to stop thinking so much about ourselves and think about the real problems in this country, in this world, for God's sakes. Because a lot of this happens all over the world, third world countries. But let's not kid ourselves. The market here is huge in America. It's sad. It's twisted. We let this problem into our own backyard. Now, there's so much I could say being on YouTube. As you know, I don't have enough subscribers to make money. But it's not about that. I don't want the money. I don't want the fame. I want this message to get out. Okay? I'm just a man sitting in my basement, trying to reach as many people as I possibly can. Trying to instill courage, faith, a wake-up call, like the wake-up call I got tonight. God is speaking to me. I don't know about you guys lately, but God has given me dreams, and now tonight God sent me to see this movie. And after that movie, I prayed to God with my wife, and I asked Him for the courage to fight this fight, to be the good that helps destroy evil in this world. Now, that's not an easy task. I'm not trying to pretend it's easy. I'm not trying to pretend it's simple. But right now, we have a few men and women in this world that are doing it by themselves. They're doing it with very little funds, necessities. They don't have a lot of things, but they're still doing it. They're diving in head first into the evils of hell. And they're doing it. Now, if we all pitch in just a little bit in this fight against human trafficking, how much better could we be? How much better could those children be? How much safer will this country be around the world? We focus on problems like global warming. We want to talk about slavery that happened 200 years ago. We talk about all these problems and we got to address them, and we're spending billions and billions of dollars on these problems. But we're not changing anything. We're not making a difference. And to me, that's where the real crime is. Now, I'm probably not going to say the saying right. I was trying to remember it all night. Hopefully somebody will leave it in the comments. Evil happens when good men and women stand by and do nothing. Now, you have a choice. You got to have a real honest conversation with yourself. There's a line that's been drawn. There's two sides. There's good and there's evil. Now, what side are you going to be on? You can't hang out in the middle. There is no middle. There's never been a middle. So many people want to stay out of the fight, but what they don't know is that staying out of the fight is what evil wants you to do. They don't want you to get involved. They don't want you to say anything. They don't want you to speak up. They want you to live your life fat, happy, and dumb. That's what they want. Why? Because evil is evil. But also evil is lazy. Evil is sloppy. When good-hearted men and women combine and come together and fight the faces of evil, there is no force in this world that can stop us. Sure, it's going to hurt. It's going to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. You don't get into heaven by sitting down and watching bad things happen. That's not how it works. You got to work hard. You got to be committed. Am I going to show that commitment? And am I going to work hard? Yeah. I think I am. I think this is where change happens. I think this is a turning point for me, especially. Told my wife I was going to come down here, make a video. Usually I like to be the fun guy, make a bunch of jokes, talk a little politics, give my opinions where they're not needed. But this is needed. This ain't no fancy YouTube video that's going to attract a lot of people. I'm not giving away money. I'm not doing fake schemes. I'm not doing something stupid to hurt myself. But I am coming at you from the heart with a real genuine message that we need to do something. We need to be the better species. We need to be the better people. We are all children of God. And though some of you may not believe in God, and that's your prerogative, I truly believe there is a God. Because if there wasn't, there'd be a lot more evil in this world than there is. Now, a lot of people want to sit down and say, how could there be a God? How could he let this happen? Well, just remember, every time you ask that question, how could God let this happen? Just remember what you're letting happen. Remember what's going on all around you. We got this justice warriors all over the news and Facebook protesting and marching. I won't say any of the groups. Like I said, I want this video to actually get shown on YouTube. But you guys know what I'm talking about. All I see is just a bunch of whiny-ass adults. And I know that probably won't go over very far. But what's really going on is far more important than a bunch of grown-ass adults crying. Yeah, it's a lot more important. Now, what are we going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit by and do nothing? Okay, so do that. Don't do anything. Ride it out. Somebody else will take care of the problem. You know, you won't be no worse. You got a great life. You got beautiful children. Just sit this one out. That's really what you feel is the right thing to do. Sit this one out. But I hope, with all my heart, if you're watching this video, you will somehow get involved. Now, it doesn't have to be in the field, going into dangerous areas like Tim does. Tim knows what he's doing. He's a professional. And by now, I'm sure he has a team of extraordinary men and women that are quite capable. God knows we have enough fighters. But we need people to stand up and speak out. We need people to cry for justice and freedom. We have more slaves today than the United States did before the Civil War. The only difference is most of them are all kids. There's some really disgusting things going on out there, folks. It's really important that we all get involved. If you don't want to get involved, then get out of the way, because that's what you're doing. You're letting evil walk right by, but you're standing in the way of good men and women that don't want to be heroes. But they recognize that they are the children of God. And they recognize that the children of God that are being enslaved and trafficked are their brothers and sisters, their family. They may look different. They may come from different places. But in the end, we're all going to the same place. So, I hope you guys like this video. I want this video to get somewhat popular. Like I stated before, it's not a fancy YouTube video. It's just a message. It's something I'm sending out to all you guys. Putting it on my Facebook. I don't know who's going to share it. I don't know who's going to like it. But you know what? I hope you listen. I hope it hits home. I hope you realize that life is not all about you. It's about the people that come behind us. The ones we leave this place to. It's a guarantee that someday we're all going to die. And we can't take nothing with us when we go. So my question is to you. What are you going to leave behind? Guys, I'm the CovFEFE Patriot. I'm asking for your help. Asking you to do the right thing. Thanks for watching. I hope I talk to you real soon. Have a good night, guys.